Hey everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon Go PvP video. For today's cute dog picture, we have this little puppy, probably a yellow lab or something of the sorts, but he has this stick in his mouth and he just looks as happy as can be. So, when you're seeing this video, it'll probably be Thursday, maybe Friday, but I will be packing up my stuff in my dorm and getting ready to go back home for summer. I'm currently in college around 2.5 to 3 hours away from my hometown, so my parents will be coming up on Friday helping me move out, so I'll be doing that, getting my computer all packed up and heading home for the summer. So I probably won't have a video this weekend. I'll probably have one up maybe Monday or Tuesday, but I will still be using all my GBL sets trying to get some good content for my next few videos coming up earlier in the week, maybe a bit later. Again, probably around Tuesday. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. We are running Gengar, Machamp, and Snorlax, a classic Ghost, Normal, and Fighting team. Picked up a lot of nice wins. So in Game 1, lead against Ampharos. I'm going to count up to 4 Volt Switches, because you can only get to a Thunder Punch if you throw 3, but 4 allows you to get up to either the Power Gem or Dragon Pulse. So I cause the CMP tie, throw the Shadow Punch, which he does let go through, so I could have gotten away with a Sludge Bomb. I'm going to throw right away here because I think 1 Volt Switch does KO my Gengar, and he's going to shield this one. So I'm going to pull a switch into Snorlax 3. He had a 1 from earlier, maybe 2, so I'm going to shield thinking that this is a Focus Blast. It is. I call the bait, and I CMP tie with him for the Body Slam, which is not great, because at the time I did think he had 1 more Volt Switch to the move. Comes in with Shadow Venusaur. So, again, another CMP tie. I'm going to let this go through because Vine Whip really doesn't do much, and Frenzy Plant doesn't KO. And we're even shields, so I think that he probably won't shield this. Yeah, he lets it go through, and if he tries farming down, I can get to another Body Slam. I do get to the Body Slam, and this is going to be putting a lot of shield pressure on him, and he's going to let the shield get put up. I'm going to come in with Gengar, and he throws. Big mistake on his end. I think he could have just farmed down. Maybe not, though. So I'm going to come in with Machamp, fully farm down, and what is he going to come in with? It is a Typhlosion. So Rock Slide is going to do big damage. I throw right before the second Incinerate gets through. That is after 4 counters. It is really big in these matches to fast move deny, and especially with high turn moves like 4 and 5 turn moves, it is very important to deny. But anyways, I pick up that win. Game 2 is up against a Swampert. I'm just going to pull a switch into Snorlax. Gengar does have play, but I'm going to pull a switch anyway because it is a negative matchup. So Swampert is going to throw the Hydro Cannon and dip. That does allow me to get some energy here for this Alolan Ninetales. So we CMP tie. I'm going to let the Weather Ball go through. I might shield up the next one, but it's going to be 4 Powder Snows here for him to get to a move. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to throw the Body Slam before he can get to his next move. This is going to be getting him low, but he can throw here, so he's 6, 7, and he does really nice counting here. Just throwing the move as I get to my Body Slam, and I'm going to let this go. So I think he's 1 or 2 away. He gets this Weather Ball, and I'm going to shield this with Gengar. This is... I could have gone away with no shielding, but I'm going to put a shield up, and in this matchup, I should just go straight Shadow Punch. But the Swampert puts up a shield for this punch, and I make a big mistake here by going with the Sludge Bomb. He shields it anyway because he thinks I'm probably going to be throwing my nuke move, probably assuming it's a Shadow Ball. But either way, I should have just thrown the punch, and you can see that this could possibly have a drastic outcome on the game. So I shield up this Hydro Cannon because I want to conserve health and energy on my Machamp, and he catches the Cross Chop with Galvantula. And at this time, in the game, I'm thinking to myself, wow, this game is over. He is at the third move. It's going to be a CMP tie. Galvantula wins CMP tie against Machamp, and this is just a series of unfortunate events for me. Everything I wanted was just one turn too short. So he's thrown the second Volt Switch. I deny the move, so he is going to have to throw one more. Either way, it KOs, and I am one turn short of the Shadow Punch. So throwing that Sludge Bomb ended up losing me the game. And if you didn't know, ground resist poison, so I probably should have either way thrown the Shadow Punch. And, oh my gosh, this match was horrible. So he throws 1, 2 confusions, 3. It's 4 to get to a close combat, 3 to get to a Leaf Blade, and it's a 2.5 turn move. And, okay, so right here, I see that I've transferred this confusion to my Snorlax, so he's only at a Leaf Blade, right? He somehow is at the close combat, and then I lag like another 2 seconds after the move gets thrown. He pulls a switch into Swampert, conserves his Gallade, and you can see that my Gengar is low enough to show that the Gallade somehow got a third confusion off on my Gengar, was able to get a fourth onto my Snorlax, and get to the close combat and throw it in the time that it took me to throw the Shadow Punch after the 2.5 confusion and pull into the Snorlax and get the third confusion onto it. That game made no sense to me, and that was some insane lag. So I surrendered the match. Really, really frustrating. I don't know what happened there. But for this game, Magnezone lead. He throws after 6 sparks, so I'm going to call that he's wild charging. On the lead, they can do that and just pull a switch. He has Kingdra here, which is a very, very safe switch in the Ultra Premier, because there's really no like super duper hard counter to it, maybe except for like Charmers, but it can still throw the Octazooka. So I let this go. It gets the attack debuff, and at this point I'm down to shield, but I did correctly shield the Wild Charge. So I'm just going to go with the Body Slam here. And at this point, I can probably farm down. It depends on how much this Octazooka does, but it is a pretty low damage move. And he doesn't get the debuff, so at this point, I can lick down with a tiny bit of health. I am at a Body Slam on Snorlax, and that is crucial heading into the rest of this match. So he shields this Shadow Punch. I'm actually not running Ball, so he doesn't really need to shield these moves, but he is going to double shield Magnezone, so I'm going to shield this, thinking that he's just going to throw another Wild Charge. It's Mirror Shot, so that's a very nice bait, and at this point, a Gallade gets the second confusion through. That actually makes sense. He snuck the move through. No lag there, so my Gengar goes down. He's at 2 confusions worth of energy here, so he makes a huge mistake. He should have charged up to the close combat and thrown it, because he can actually get to the move one counter before my Machamp gets to the move. So I throw the Cross Chop, KO here, and I'm able to get this Magnezone really low, and it's forced to throw, and my Snorlax has energy in the back. At this point in the game, I don't realize that. So he sparks me once, I live it, I get to the Body Slam, and I KO. This match was absolutely nuts. And I might send this video to Zionic to try and get, no, I think it's actually FP Sticks. I'm going to send it to one of the two. And whoever's doing top 5 battles right now, and hope that I can get featured, because that would be really cool. Maybe get some exposure that way. So Dragonite lead, really tough for this team. I'm going to throw the Shadow Punch after building up to a ball, and he doesn't shield, so this is really bad. I'm going to shield to conserve energy and health on Gengar, and I'm going to pull a switch into Snorlax. He's at Empoleon. Oh, I remember this matchup also. This was really tough for me. I bait with Body Slam, and he calls it, and that might have been a little predictable because I threw after 1.5 superpowers. I probably should have farmed up a little more. I'm going to let this Hydro Cannon go, and at this point, I can bait again. He's up health and shields, so it's smart of him to shield. But at this point, if he tries to farm down, I actually can get to another superpower. So I'm going to shield this. Very smart on his end to throw. Snorlax can survive a waterfall with very low health. I get to this superpower, and he probably shields. Yeah, he shields. I switch into Gengar and throw the move right away, not letting this Gengar get hit with a second waterfall. Actually, Shadow Punch doesn't KO, so um, unfortunately, I can't get to the Shadow Punch or the farm down. So I'm just going to farm down this Dragonite and hope that he has something in the back. It's a Gengar, so unfortunately, there is nothing I can do because he can just get to a Shadow Punch and farm down my Snorlax. And that'll be a very nice win for the opponent. Tough loss for me, but that is a-okay. And I think this is the point of the video where I start racking up a lot of wins. So good lead against Machamp. He switches into Granbull. I switch into Snorlax, and there's really no point for Granbull not to throw the close combat. So I'm going to throw the Snorlax, denying a charm. Actually, I think he gets one through anyway, maybe. Or maybe I threw half a turn in, so it's registering the one from before. But I'm going to shield this close combat, and at this point, I can very safely farm down. And Snorlax will have a lot of energy. He's going to come back in with Machamp, but I can, I think, dump 2 Body Slams onto this Machamp and pressure a shield right back. At this point, I've already gotten switch advantage, and I'm in a very comfortable spot because I have a counter to Machamp, and then I have something that is equal to Machamp. So he doesn't shield either of these Body Slams. And at this point, I'm going to come to Gengar. He comes to Snorlax. Shadow Snorlax at that. So I'm going to come in with my Machamp. And he surrenders. There's a chance he could have come back from that matchup, but unlikely because I probably just saved the shield for Gengar. So Snorlax lead. This is a little bit tough depending on his backline, but he stays in. So I'm going to call that he's just going to Superpower and Dip, which is a very solid play. He does. I shield the Superpower because I want to conserve health, and he comes in with Kingdra. So I have a Body Slam worth of energy from before, so I can possibly win switch advantage depending on Octazookas being thrown or Outrages being thrown, whether or not I shield up the right move or let the right move go through, and factoring in Octazooka bait. So he gets to a move here. I'm going to let this go, hoping that it's an Octazooka. It is an Outrage, but at this point I can just get to another Body Slam, and if I really need to, I can switch out and try to farm down with maybe Gengar and get ahead on energy. So I farm up. I pull the switch into Gengar. He's not fast enough to react. I don't know if he was at a move or not, but I farm down, and at this point, he's coming in back with Snorlax, and if he has Lick Body Slam Superpower, this is actually a winnable matchup for Gengar, crazy enough, because I am running Sludge Bomb. So, Snorlax does not shield the first move. He throws a Body Slam, and I'm going to let it go. It does little damage, and I get to the Sludge Bomb with 1 HP. One more Lick would have taken the Gengar down, but I get to the Sludge Bomb. He doesn't shield it, and I win back switch advantage, but it doesn't even matter because he has Clefable in the back, and my Machamp would hate to see that. So I can see this matchup. I played it okay, but very unfortunate with the backline, and I didn't call the right move. So, Empoleon into a Machamp. He switches into Empoleon. Or sorry, I said Empoleon. Okay, Gengar and a Machamp. He switched to Empoleon. I switch into Machamp. So, I shield the Drill Peck. At this point, I can farm down without him getting to another move. Comes back in with a Gengar, so I'm going to throw the Rock Slide. And at this point, I know his entire team comp. I'm going to go straight Rock Slide. Actually, I dumbly bait here because if this gets a shield, I can throw another Cross Chop. He lets it go, and I throw it anyway. He's not going to shield this because it's triple resisted. And even though Gengar is very glassy, it doesn't even matter. So, not great on my end. I could have played it better, but I switch into Snorlax. He comes straight into his Shadow Machamp, and I'm just going to come back in with Gengar and just go straight punch. And probably bait out both shields here because he has a low health Gengar in the back, so it doesn't really matter what he shields up. He throws the Rock Slide, which is huge, and at this point I think I can outpace him to the third Shadow Punch, and I can take this matchup. So at this point, I think it appears to be a CMP tie. He was at the move right there, but I think Gengar does win CMP against Machamp, and then I come in, farm down this Gengar, and the game is over. Full health Snorlax in the back, didn't really have to do much that game. So getting into this next match, Empoleon lead is okay. It would be better if I had Shadow Ball, but I count up to 5 waterfalls, I throw the Shadow Punch. You can actually deny, because 3 Shadow Claws get the same, get to the move at the same time as 2 waterfalls. So you can fast move deny after throwing 3 fast moves, but he comes into Dragonite, and I'm just going to throw the Sludge Bomb right away. I could have held it for something in the back, but if it was an Empoleon that came back in, I would only be able to throw a punch. So he shields it. I come in with Snorlax here, and I'm just going to go straight Body Slam. Pressuring shields, potentially. He lets his first one go, which is the right call, and he's just going to throw Claw. I think he can get to a second Claw, but it might not KO. This is actually an Outrage, so I get to the move on Snorlax with 1 HP, and does he shield this? No, he doesn't. He lets it go and comes back in with Empoleon. At this point, I can counter down with Machamp, and what does he have in the back? It is a Kingdra. This is a losing matchup for Machamp, but I flip this match with an energy advantage. I do Sack Swap on Gengar, but I fail. Gives him a couple extra Dragon Breaths worth of energy. At this point, I am about 2 1/4 cross chops, so I'm just going to start unloading. He does not shield. The first one gets a couple Dragon Breaths through in between moves. I throw the second cross chop. He shielded it, and at this point, it is a race to a charge move. I get to the cross chop with a very low health, and I think that the Kingdra was very close to a move. So this cross chop KOs, and I win this game. Very, very close match. So as you can see, my games were kind of back and forth. I would go on winning streaks, and then maybe a little losing streak, and then back on a winning streak. So Gengar into Skarmory. This is an okay matchup. It would be, again, a lot better if I had Shadow Ball, but I can try and bait shields here. He's going to let this first punch go through because I actually only threw 6 Shadow Claws to deny his Air Slash. And I'm going to shield. He comes in with Kingdra. A lot of my matches today had a safe swap matchup of Snorlax versus Kingdra, because if I come in Snorlax, my opponent would likely want to come into their own Kingdra, and if they safe swap Kingdra, I would like to come into Snorlax on my own, because it has a slightly better matchup versus Machamp. So this Kingdra throws the Outrage. I live it. I throw this Body Slam, and he does not shield, so I'm going to be able to win switch advantage here and farm up a little bit of energy on Snorlax. So let's see what he comes back in with. Oh, sorry, that was my phone, might have been a little loud. He comes in with Machamp, and I cannot farm down. But winning switch is very big for this matchup. He comes back in Skarmory, and at this point, I just throw the Shadow Punch because either way, I want the move to get through. Machamp is basically going to be a sack. So I'm going to let this go. I live it, and I can get to the move. So that was really fortunate. The IVs in my Machamp aren't the best, I don't think, but being able to live that move was huge. So I come back into Gengar, and at this point, very simple, I go straight punch, and I have to call the Rock Slide. So actually at this point, I don't think a Shadow Punch would KO. So I shield, he cross chop baits, but I win CMP, so it doesn't matter. I get to the Sludge Bomb, and this is going to be enough to KO. So, very good match, and I think this was the last game. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of success with this team, other than a little bit of lag, but I forgot to add my final rating. I think I'm around 2,700. So I will definitely try to get to Legend by the end of this season, because Great League will come back, and I definitely can get to Legend. I have a lot of Great League Pokemon, but I'm actually a level 37 trainer, so I don't have any XL Pokemon, so I'm going to have to try and work with what I have, but I'm working on a Bastiodon right now, and a Sableye, so maybe that can help me get some success and maybe help me get to Legend. So, again, I'll try to get to another video, or try and get another video out to you guys soon. But stay tuned, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.